In an unprecedented political showdown, Republican Congressman Matt Gaetz and Democratic Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez are at the center of a scandal that has sent shockwaves through Washington. Allegations of betrayal and a fiery confrontation have left both sides scrambling for control of the narrative. What exactly happened, and how did it escalate to this point? It all began during a tense committee meeting on Capitol Hill. Witnesses claimed that Gaetz, visibly angry, suddenly accused AOC of spreading false rumors about his involvement in a controversial lobbying deal. According to sources, Gaetz stood up and pointed directly at AOC, shouting, "You lied about me, and you know it." The room reportedly fell silent as everyone turned to watch the drama unfold. AOC, never one to shy away from conflict, immediately fired back. "Excuse me," she retorted, her tone sharp and unwavering. "You're accusing me of lying? That's rich coming from you, Matt." She went on to accuse Gaetz of using baseless accusations as a distraction from his own ethical issues. Witnesses described the exchange as electric, and unlike anything they'd ever seen in Congress. The confrontation didn't end there. Sources claim Gaetz continued to press the issue, demanding that AOC come clean and retract her supposed statements. AOC responded with a scathing critique, calling Gaetz's claims a pathetic attempt to deflect from his own shady dealings. As the heated exchange continued, other lawmakers tried to intervene, but neither Gaetz nor AOC would back down. The verbal battle lasted for nearly 10 minutes before the committee chair was forced to call for order and temporarily adjourn the meeting. Outside the hearing room, reporters bombarded both lawmakers with questions. Gaetz doubled down on his accusations, claiming he had proof that AOC was spreading lies about him. "She's trying to ruin my reputation with baseless rumors, and I'm not going to stand for it," he told the press. AOC, however, dismissed Gaetz's claims as completely fabricated and accused him of creating a spectacle for attention. "This is exactly what we've come to expect from Matt Gaetz," she said. "Lies, deflection, and drama. It's all smoke and mirrors." The incident quickly became a media sensation, dominating headlines and sparking fierce debates on social media. Hashtags like #Gaetz vs. AOC and #WhoLied started trending as supporters and critics from both sides weighed in. Some hailed AOC as a hero for standing her ground, while others praised Gaetz for calling out the lies. As the fallout continues, questions remain about whether this scandal will have lasting political consequences for either lawmaker. For now, one thing is certain: the rivalry between Matt Gaetz and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez has reached a boiling point, and the nation is watching every moment of it unfold. The fallout from the heated exchange between Matt Gaetz and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez didn't stop within the walls of Congress. Just hours after the confrontation, Gaetz took to Twitter, where he posted a cryptic message: "The truth always comes out. Stay tuned, America." The post immediately went viral, with his supporters rallying behind him and demanding accountability from AOC. On the other hand, AOC also used social media to address the situation. In a fiery Instagram live session, she stated, "I'm not going to let baseless accusations from a man with zero credibility distract me from the real issues. If Matt Gaetz thinks he can intimidate me, he's got another thing coming." Her defiant tone resonated with her followers, who flooded her comments with messages of support. As the online battle escalated, mainstream media outlets picked up the story. Cable news channels dedicated hours to analyzing the confrontation, with pundits speculating about the potential political motivations behind Gaetz's accusations. Some questioned whether the scandal was a calculated move to shift focus away from ongoing investigations into Gaetz's own controversies. Meanwhile, AOC's allies in Congress began to rally around her. Representative Ilhan Omar called the accusations utterly ridiculous during an impromptu press conference. "This is nothing more than a desperate attempt to silence a strong, progressive voice," Omar declared. "We see through the tactics, and we won't let them succeed." Gaetz, however, remained defiant. In a Fox News interview, he doubled down on his claims, alleging that he had concrete evidence to back up his accusations. "This isn't just about me," Gaetz said. "It's about exposing the corruption and lies that are tearing our country apart." AOC can't hide behind her Twitter followers forever. Amid the chaos, conspiracy theories began circulating on social media. Some suggested that the scandal was orchestrated by powerful interests to discredit one or both of the lawmakers. Others claimed that hidden forces were using the incident as a distraction from larger political scandals. The confrontation also sparked intense debates among political analysts. Some argued that Gaetz's move was a strategic gamble aimed at energizing his base ahead of a potential presidential run. Others viewed it as a reckless act that could backfire and damage his reputation further. For AOC, the incident presented both risks and opportunities. While her supporters rallied around her, some moderates in her party expressed concern that the feud could alienate swing voters. "This kind of drama doesn't help anyone," said one Democratic strategist. "We need to stay focused on delivering results, not engaging in public spats." Despite the controversy, AOC appeared unfazed. In a fiery speech on the House floor, she addressed the scandal head-on. "I will not be silenced by baseless accusations and cheap theatrics," she declared. "The American people deserve better than this circus." Her speech received a standing ovation from many of her colleagues. Gaetz, however, was not about to back down. In a rally held in his home district, he called AOC's response typical leftist propaganda and vowed to keep fighting for the truth. His supporters cheered loudly, chanting slogans like "Drain the Swamp" and "Expose the Lies." As the scandal continued to dominate headlines, questions arose about the potential legal implications. Some legal experts suggested that Gaetz's accusations could amount to defamation if proven false. Others speculated that AOC might pursue legal action to clear her name. The incident also had significant implications for the broader political landscape. It highlighted the growing polarization in American politics, where personal attacks and public feuds often overshadow substantive policy debates. Despite the backlash, Gaetz insisted that he was acting in the public interest. "This isn't about politics," he said in a press conference. "It's about holding people accountable, no matter how powerful they think they are." Meanwhile, AOC supporters organized rallies and online campaigns to show their solidarity. Hashtags like #StandWithAOC and #TruthMatters began trending on social media, further intensifying the public discourse. Political commentators speculated about the long-term impact of the scandal on both lawmakers' careers. Some predicted that Gaetz's accusations could energize his base but alienate independent voters. Others argued that AOC's defiant response could solidify her position as a leading voice in the progressive movement. As the weeks went on, new twists and turns kept the story in the spotlight. Anonymous sources leaked documents purporting to support Gaetz's claims, but their authenticity was immediately called into question. Meanwhile, AOC's team released a series of statements refuting the allegations and accusing Gaetz of manufacturing the scandal. The tension between the two lawmakers reached a boiling point during a televised debate on a proposed budget bill. In a heated exchange, Gaetz accused AOC of prioritizing her personal brand over her constituents. AOC fired back, calling Gaetz a fraud and a distraction. The fiery exchange quickly went viral, with clips circulating across social media. As the scandal unfolded, public opinion remained sharply divided. Polls showed that Gaetz's approval ratings among Republicans had surged, while his support among independents had declined. AOC, meanwhile, saw a boost in her favorability ratings among progressives but faced criticism from some moderates. Despite the controversy, both lawmakers appeared to thrive on the attention. Gaetz announced a new book deal titled "Exposing the Lies: My Battle for Truth in Washington," while AOC launched a nationwide tour to promote her progressive agenda. The incident also reignited debates about the role of social media in politics. Some argued that platforms like Twitter and Instagram amplified the drama and incentivized lawmakers to engage in public feuds. Others saw the scandal as a reflection of deeper issues in American democracy. In the end, the confrontation between Matt Gaetz and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez became a defining moment in their political careers. Whether it would ultimately help or harm them remained to be seen, but one thing was certain: the drama was far from over. The scandal began to evolve into an even more chaotic spectacle when an anonymous whistleblower came forward with new allegations. Claiming to have witnessed the supposed rumor campaign Gaetz accused AOC of orchestrating, the whistleblower alleged that the rumors stem from a deliberate attempt to discredit conservative lawmakers. The whistleblower's identity and credibility were immediately called into question, adding yet another layer of intrigue to the already convoluted story. AOC quickly dismissed the whistleblower's claims as a convenient invention by the Gaetz camp. Speaking to reporters, she said, "This is nothing more than an anonymous smear designed to distract the public from real issues. I'm not buying it, and neither should you." Her statement was met with applause from her supporters but raised eyebrows among skeptics. Gaetz, meanwhile, seized on the whistleblower's allegations to amplify his attacks. In a fiery interview on conservative media, he declared, This proves everything I've been saying. AOC and her allies will stop at nothing to undermine those of us who stand up for the truth. He urged the whistleblower to testify publicly, claiming it would expose the corruption festering in Congress. As pressure mounted, other lawmakers began to weigh in on the controversy. Republican firebrand Marjorie Taylor Greene expressed her support for Gaetz, tweeting, "AOC has been lying to the American people for years. It's about time someone called her out." On the Democratic side, Senator Bernie Sanders defended AOC, stating, "This is a distraction orchestrated by the far right to avoid addressing the real issues affecting working families." In the days that followed, a bombshell report surfaced alleging that Gaetz's accusations were part of a coordinated effort by a conservative pact to target high-profile progressive lawmakers. The report, published by an investigative journalist, cited internal documents and emails that seemed to implicate Gaetz's team. Gaetz vehemently denied the report, calling it fake news and accusing the journalist of bias. "They're trying to shut me down because I'm speaking the truth," he claimed in a fiery press conference. "This is a witch hunt, plain and simple." The revelation only added fuel to the fire. AOC called for an ethics investigation into Gaetz's conduct, accusing him of using his office to spread lies and manipulate the public. "This is not just a personal attack," she said during a press conference. "It's an attack on our democracy." Amid the chaos, both lawmakers found themselves under increasing scrutiny. Gaetz's personal finances were suddenly thrust into the spotlight, with reporters uncovering questionable transactions involving campaign funds. AOC, meanwhile, faced criticism from some moderates for her handling of the situation, with some arguing that she should have taken the high road. The scandal even reached the White House, with Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre fielding questions about the feud during a daily briefing. "The president believes we need to focus on governing, not petty disputes," she said, attempting to downplay the drama. However, her comments did little to quell the media frenzy. In an unexpected twist, a third-party group announced plans to release an exposé titled The Gaetz-AOC Feud, the real story behind the drama. The announcement only heightened public interest in the scandal, with pre-orders for the book skyrocketing within hours. Despite the mounting controversy, both Gaetz and AOC continued to use the scandal to rally their respective bases. At a campaign event, Gaetz proclaimed, "I will never stop fighting for the truth, no matter how many lies they throw at me." Meanwhile, AOC held a town hall where she addressed the issue head-on, telling her supporters, "This is what happens when you challenge the status quo. They come for you. But I'm not backing down." The ongoing feud also sparked a wave of satire and parody online. Late-night comedians mocked the situation, with one host joking, "This is the most exciting congressional drama since someone accidentally left a mic on during a filibuster." Memes flooded social media, turning the feud into a pop culture phenomenon. At the same time, the scandal began to have tangible effects on legislative business. Bipartisan negotiations on a major infrastructure bill stalled as the feud consumed the attention of key lawmakers. "This kind of drama doesn't help anyone," said a frustrated senator. "We're supposed to be solving problems, not creating more." Despite the backlash, Gaetz and AOC showed no signs of backing down. Their feud reached another boiling point during a televised town hall debate. The two lawmakers sparred over policy issues, but the conversation quickly devolved into personal attacks. At one point, Gaetz accused AOC of grandstanding for social media, while AOC fired back, calling Gaetz the poster child for political corruption. The fiery debate became one of the most watched political events of the year, drawing millions of viewers and sparking renewed interest in the feud. Analysts described the debate as a spectacle that highlighted the deep divisions in American politics. As the scandal continued to dominate the headlines, new rumors began to circulate. Some speculated that Gaetz and AOC might face disciplinary action from their respective parties for their conduct. Others suggested that the feud could lead to broader investigations into congressional ethics. The drama also had significant implications for the upcoming election cycle. Political strategists predicted that the scandal would energize voter turnout, with both parties using the feud to rally their bases. "This is the kind of story that gets people fired up," said one strategist. "It's polarizing, it's dramatic, and it's impossible to ignore." Despite the chaos, both Gaetz and AOC appear to thrive on the attention. Gaetz announced plans to launch a podcast where he would tell the truth about what's really happening in Washington. AOC, meanwhile, hinted at a possible Senate run, telling supporters, "This fight is bigger than just me. It's about the future of our country." As the weeks went on, the scandal began to take on a life of its own. It became the subject of documentaries, think pieces, and even a satirical play. The drama had transcended politics, becoming a cultural phenomenon that captivated the nation. In the end, the feud between Matt Gaetz and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez was more than just a political scandal. It was a reflection of the deep divisions and polarization that define American politics today. Whether it would lead to meaningful change or simply fade into the background remained to be seen, but one thing was certain: the nation would not forget this explosive confrontation anytime soon.